Hello crafty friends, this is the Paper Chef here. In today's Paper Pumpkin video, I will share 18 projects I created using the Gifts Galore Paper Pumpkin Kit. Each month you can subscribe to Stampin' Up's exclusive Paper Pumpkin Kits and you'll get enough supplies for whichever projects you want to create, and then you are going to get extras that you can do other things with, and you can also coordinate these with Stampin' Up products and make lots of other projects. Now, if you subscribe today, you're not going to get the November 2021 kit, but do use the link in the description of this video if you're going to subscribe, and that helps support my channel. The kit you're going to get is the December kit, and I'm not sure if I have a little preview of it, but it's cute. It has to do with like puns and, kind of, I want to say corny sayings, but kind of fun pun, P-U-N, pun cards. And I think it's called Lots of Pun. But every month it's a surprise what you're going to get. But only subscribers can go back and get refills and pass kits and things, because that's one of the benefits of being a subscriber. And so you can go into my Stampin' Up store anytime and get some refills if they're available. I'm not sure if any are available. So what I want to do is start off by just showing you what it looks like when you just create something right out of the kit. And that would have been fine to do because these are simply adorable. So if you just want to make something right from the kit, go for it. They're great projects. And I thought I didn't even need to do anything else to this kit. It's so great. But as I was creating and as I was making projects, I came up with some other ideas. So then I just was like, okay, let me just go for it. I'll say hi to you guys in a few minutes, but let me just start with the simplest thing you could do, which is just taking the items from the kit and making them. So the kit came with 9 little boxes like this. I'll show you in a little while some of the candies I put in them. Okay, so you set up the boxes and then you put 2 of these. And there's trees, there's a stack of gifts, and there's snowmen. Snow women, maybe, because they're kind of pink earmuffs. Well, I thought it's already great the way it is, and sometimes and there were these bags in there, but I was like, I don't even need, like, a lot of times I was like, I don't even need these bags in there, right? Because if I'm going to be handing these out, these aren't something I'm going to really ship, right? So if I'm going to be, or these are something these would probably be something good to sell at craft fairs and things like that. But if you're going to sell them at craft fairs, yes, put the bag in there because it looks cute. And more packaging, the better. But if you're going to just hand them out, I thought, well, you just put them like that, right? So you don't need the bag. That saves me a lot of bags for some other gift projects coming up. So that's just the way, straight out of the box, what the kit looked like. I just, did a little extra stamping with the snowflakes on top. This is Flirty Flamingo. And then I used the little twine. Okay? So now this one is one that I did right out of the kit as well. And the only difference I did to this was because I did this little guy. I inked it up with a blends. So like I didn't really do much different to it. It's still the 2 snowmen. In fact, now let me show you what the candy is inside, because you're probably wondering. I can show you more boxes later. So this is, you take your blending brushes. These are Stampin' Up blending brushes. And you just, you can use one for all your pinks and one for all your blues and things like that. So I used some Pool Party ink. Let me tell you the coordinating colors so that you understand what. Here, let me go over the coordinating colors so then you'll know why I use different colors throughout these projects and when I explain these different projects to you. All right, so this is the supplies you get in the kit, and it says coordinating colors are Evening Evergreen, Flirty Flamingo, Old Olive, Pool Party, and Poppy Parade. At the end of this video, I'm going to open up another whole full kit. So you're going to get to see a full kit and all the contents. Although, again, I always get subscribers after I do these videos because everyone's like, they want whatever I'm showing. You can't get what I'm showing. You maybe can in a refill way, but you have to get the next kit. So the whole great thing about keeping your subscription active, because you can suspend it any time, is keeping it active because you never know what you're going to get, and you miss out on the surprises when you're like, well, I want to see it first. That defeats the entire point of Paper Pumpkin. No one gets to see it first. I don't get to see it first either. It's a surprise. That's the whole point. All right. Pool Party is what I used, okay, on this tag. So what I did is I used a blending brush, and I did that to my tag because I thought the white on white didn't give you enough contrast, right? So I used the Pool Party there to give it some contrast, to make it pop. I also used different things. Like, well, I don't know if I didn't even use my poppy parade. I took out some colors, but mostly I did use this one. I used Evening Evergreen, and I used the flirt. You'll see me using this one, the Flirty Flamingo. I used that a lot because that's the stamping spot that came with it. But I didn't open up the stamping spot. I saved those for later. All right, so that's how I did this project. That's all I did for that one. And here's, let me show you what's inside. So this is, oh, by the way, I did one more thing. These snowmen, when I open up the new pack, you're going to see, here, I'll show you in the picture. There was a green nose on the snowman, a green carrot. That's the way the kit came because the concept artists were trying to make everything coordinate, right? So they didn't want to put pumpkin pie in here because it didn't coordinate with all the other colors, I guess. So they used an old olive nose, right? An old olive nose. So I did a scan and cut video recently where I showed you how to take the old olive nose and make it a pumpkin pie nose. So that is one thing I did differently with this project. This was my very first project I created from this paper pumpkin kit. And I'm not going to open it up again because I did that in the video, but I showed you these candies in better detail. So these are little pieces of heaven. They're little mint Ghirardellis. And look how much candy you can fit in here. I mean, you can fit so much candy in here. Little candy canes and Twix bar, mini Mentos. Okay, I tied both kinds of twine around it. So that's what I'm saying. These are huge. So if you're going to go to a craft fair, definitely package it up again in another bag. If you're just handing it to someone and you want to save your bags for another project, then just do that. Just do that. No, just do that. Stick all the candy straight in there. Okay. Now, let's keep moving along. And I have one more to show you. Oh, no, we did that one. Okay, I'm just going to push these back here. Okay, here's one. Now, here's what I did. So I started getting the idea of saving some of these elements. These elements are huge. And I thought, wow, they're great for helping the boxes stand up. But then I was like, I don't need one on the other side, right? It's already cute. So I just started saving some of my elements for other projects. And you can do that too. So here's what I came up with for that. So you put one tree, instead of putting two trees on it, see, like this, you just need one tree. It leans a little bit because the way it even has little lines. It has lines back here where it tells you where to attach your box. And then it makes the box lean back, which is great. Like that, it leans back. And you don't need two of them, and then you're just gonna use your extra tree for something else. So I had to cut down the tree to make an A2 card. This is called an A2 card. So to create this card, I cut down the tree because it was too tall. And then later I'll show you things I didn't, when I didn't cut down the tree or when I didn't cut down the elements. I put a little star sticker there from another kit I had, and I put some of these iridescent jewels on here because the bling is always good. I'm obsessed with these iridescent jewels. You can put them over other things and you can still see the color beneath them. These iridescent jewels are in our new catalog, our new holiday, or our new 2022 mini catalog, which is coming out in January 4th, I believe, 2022. So when you put the jewels over the top of your little bells, Christmas little bells on the Christmas tree, you get to see the color underneath them. So that made it kind of fun to put some bling. And I always like to put like an odd number of bling. Okay, so that's an alternative card. This is Pool Party cardstock. So again, that's why I read you the coordinating colors so you can see how I use those coordinating colors in my alternative projects. All right, so next I wanted to show you so you can go get, I also need to say hi to you guys. I'll say hi in like about a minute. So you can go to the craft stores and find these really fun pom-poms, right? They're just like bling pom-poms. Hobby Lobby or something like that, right? So then I cut them in half and I made like a sort of a 3D earmuffs with my snowman. Okay, so that's all I did for that. Plus I put some wiggle eyes. Later you're going to see wiggle eyes with eyelashes. They look better than these small wiggle eyes, but for these wiggle eyes, Google eyes, I wanted to see the coal behind them. But later I put giant eyes because I thought with giant earmuffs you need giant eyes. Okay, so that's a little alternative you can do with just some pom-poms. And you could put a pom-pom on top of your tree or whatever. Okay, here's when I used jewels for the eyes. So I had to cut this snowman a little bit on the sides, just a tiny bit to make him fit on an A2 card. A little bit on top only because I didn't want to cut too much off the bottom. I really could have probably not cut the top off, but what I did is I put the layer behind it and then I started chopping the snowman to make it the right size. So this is your Flirty Flamingo. Oops, something got on my cardstock. Anyway, Flirty Flamingo cardstock with the evening evergreen behind it. And this comes from Tidings of Christmas. This back here, Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper. Why? Because it was evening evergreen. Okay? And this is Flirty Flamingo. And then because this didn't contrast, you know I'm always talking about contrast on my channel and when I do Ink It Up tutorials. See what I was telling you about how you had to, you know, to make this contrast with the background? Well, the same concept. Let me put some of these back here. Okay, the same concept for this. You want to put a little piece of your, well, I had my Christmas trees I was cutting apart. I put a little piece behind there to make this tag pop, because if it would have been white on white, it wouldn't have popped. But then, of course, the downside is covering up your scarf. So what I could have done, and I, you know, is just slit the scarf a little bit, you know, like let it pop up. But then I would have blocked the sentiment. So either way, we'll show you what's in the box later. I'll open up the box there. This is a tag topper, so that's why I had extra pieces of trees. So I talked recently about tag toppers in my Giving Gifts Workshop series. You just take whatever you're putting in your bag and you make the tag topper bigger than, well, in this case I made it smaller than the widest thing, but you just want to tuck you want your tag topper to kind of stick out. So I tucked my bag in this case under there, and this is a Christmas tree tag topper. So you can take those cute bags and just do this and give someone candy. Or you can do both. You can take this project I just showed you, and you can do that. And you can stick it right in the back, which is probably how I'll give it away. But it's really two projects because because it's a tag topper project, right? But it's also, you could also put it right in there. Okay, so let's put that in there. Okay, we're going to do that in a minute. Okay, let me say hi to you guys, and then I'll talk about my little purses. So, oh wow, you guys got some lots of comments today. Okay, cool. This is little purses I'll show you. Paula Brown from Georgia. Hello, hello. And Melissa S. Hello. Janet. Glad you caught me live. Laurie caught me live too. Katie, who's always here. Thank you, Katie. No, don't wait for me to create, Janet. Janet's saying she should wait for me to create. No, don't ever wait for me to create, because I sometimes can't get to my kits right away. I usually try to do my videos in the same month as the kit. This is now December, and I'm finally showing you the November kit. So never wait for me. Never wait to create. When you get an idea, start executing your idea. Don't wait to create, because creation is a wonderful thing. It's the mess. It releases, let me just get started about that. It releases endorphins, kind of like something else, some other things that people do. And, you know, like some people run. You won't see me jogging to release endorphins, but you know what I'm saying. For creation, gives you that same kind of feeling, I should say. Okay, so don't ever wait to create. But you can get extra kits like I do, and then you have more ideas, and then you can do your second kit. That's what I do. I'm going to open the second kit with you. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Yvonne. I love this kit. Are the refills available? I don't know. Go look, Yvonne, while I'm on live, and you can tell people if the refills are still available. I didn't check before this because otherwise I get sucked into the black hole of internet. Okay, she said, Pamela said, oh my goodness, I found you by accident because her phone didn't alert when I went live. Awesome. So if you when you're one of my YouTube subscribers, these are little pieces of heaven, you guys. Ghirardelli chocolate, dark chocolate, and snowman with caramel inside and sea salt. In fact, they're this thing, but they're just that with a snowman. Dark chocolate, sea salt, caramel. Ooh, they're so good. Okay, and they're cute to put in the little purses. And mini peppermint bark. Okay, and then you can also put in your little purse the little wrapped candies I told you about the other day. 1.5 inch by 3 inch wrapping the Hershey miniatures. Tie some twine on top. Use the inside of your Christmas tree, your extra scraps from your Christmas tree to make your little purse strap, and stamp on both sides of your purse. I should have stamped some snowflakes on the other side too. So that's how to make a little paper purse out of the box. And you can fit loads of stuff in your paper purse. And I think I need some grass in my paper purse. Some grass to puff it up. Some little, I have right here behind me, which I was putting in some of these things, my little basket. So I think I need some. Yes, this is what it needs. especially if you're going to show it, right? You need some, get in there, grass. So always have some ready shreddy at the ready, because it makes things cuter when you do your little, when you put your little things in there like that. Okay, that is Gingerbread and Peppermint Designer Series paper, by the way. That little paper, great stuff to have. All right, so let's keep moving along. I'll show you another card, speaking of gingerbread and peppermint. And I got distracted because I was reading the, okay, what does it say about? Don't see refills yet. Well, Lori, it's not about yet. The refills could already be gone. They're probably already gone. The reason I say that is because after the 20th of the, so you subscribe by the 10th of the month, and then they bill us by the 11th or 12th of the month, and then they send out the kits. So you're not billed until like the 11th of the month or something. Then they mail out the kits, and then they do a second billing on the 20th for anyone's credit cards who didn't process on the 11th or 12th. And then at that point, they put all the refills there right after the second billing. And if you don't see refills by December, it means they're gone usually. That's from my experience. They're usually gone. All right, so for this card, I want to show you these. So what I did is I cut out the gifts from here, okay? And these are my only 2 extra scraps I have left over from this whole entire kit, are these 2 extra little gifts. But what you can do is you can make little cards out of these gifts. So I was going to make another card, but then I was like, you know what? 18 is a good number for 18 projects, right? But I could have made one more card, but I was out of tags. So I try to see how many projects I can get out of one kit before I open my second kit to show you. But anyway, all this is the Gingerbread and Peppermint Memories and More card pack. Now these are a little bit longer. Let me show you the envelope. These card packs, Memories and More, are longer. Okay, so what I did is I cut it down because I like A2 cards. Not that it won't, but in this case, even though I cut it down, I'm still going to use the Memories and More Gingerbread and Peppermint envelope to ship it in. In fact, I think I'm going to give this to my newest Paper Pumpkin subscriber, because I always like to give them something I made with the Paper Pumpkin, and I like to label because they can't get the exact kit. All right, so anyway, back to the projects and still saying hello, so we're going to multitask. So here's what I did with some of the other gifts that I cut out. So it's very easy to cut these out. I didn't need you to scan and cut or anything. You simply take scissors and you just cut them, because there's already like a big white border around them, and it would be easier to use scissors in this case because they're all stuck together. So Laurie's saying Washington, hello Cheryl. Let's see. Okay, Yvonne's checking. Somebody's checking on the kits being available. All right, so Pamela said she found me because it notified her that I went live. So there's a notification bell, so hit the bell and you'll know I went live. And Yvonne's saying that these would look cute on everyone's plate. So yes, I think you're talking about these would look cute in Christmas, like put these, or any of these gifts, right? At Christmas, put them on the plates. Okay, this is Evening Evergreen again. It's part of the Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper. Notice I used 1/4 inch margins when I didn't have to worry about space, but I used 1/8 inch margins when I needed to give more coverage to that snowman. And again, some iridescent jewels as my bling, and a piece of the backing of one of these, right? The backing of, maybe it's the backing of the gift, see? Or it's the backing of something, maybe the backing of the Christmas tree. But that gives that contrast for the Merry Christmas. And stamped in Evening Evergreen. Okay, so that's another card. All right, we're moving along. And this one is an embossed one. So I started changing it up. So you don't have to do much to change up your project and to really make things pop and to make these look like it's not something out of a kit. When you start doing this kind of thing, then someone's like, "Whoa, these are really cool. How'd you do that?" And one way you get people to ask, how you do this is by, embossing things. So one thing you could do is emboss it. And so this is what I did here. I embossed it. And this is one of the folders that I believe is on the Last Chance list right now. Okay. Oh, Cheryl did check and she said that they're gone. So she's saying that they're already gone. Okay. So look at this embossing folder. It's called the Subtle Embossing Folder. Subtle 3D. Hold on. Let me get the paper. I don't know if I have the paper with me or the folder, but I did try to grab Okay, I don't have that one with me, but there is something, and I'm pretty sure it's on clearance. It's called the Subtle 3D Embossing Folder, or the Subtle, because there's just subtle embossing on it. I like doing this to my card layers. I like embossing because it makes paper look aged, and it just makes things pop. So that's what I did there, is I just ran it through the embossing folder. Now these are pretty big. That's why it's good to use the 6-inch embossing folders. When I didn't have a 6-inch embossing folder, like for the Honeycomb I'm going to show you next, then I had to put it through twice. So now, speaking of embossing, now that I showed you subtle, this is called subtle. Now look what happens when you're not so subtle with your embossing. This is when you're not so subtle. Now this one, the embossing folder was smaller. So instead of having, so I think the subtle 3D embossing folder might have been a 6x6, but if not, I put it through twice. But I had to definitely put this Honeycomb through twice because the snowman was too big. So I put it through. Actually, I don't know why I had to put it through twice, because it looks like it would have fit in there. I don't know. I put it through twice for some reason. I put it through the top, and then I put it through the bottom. It just worked. And I overlapped the honeycombs in the middle, and it just seemed to overlap and work well. So where is this embossing folder, you may ask yourself? Where did she find this one? It is part of our 2022 catalog by Stampin' Up. It's going to be out January 4th, but demonstrators can order this now. That's the benefit of being a demonstrator. You get a discount and you get to shop early for products before customers get to shop. So that's one of the benefits. This is called Honeycomb 3D Embossing Folder. And so it just makes your snowman pop. I did not emboss the nose because the noses I had already cut with the Scan and Cut earlier. I used a little bit of Pool Party again to emboss the tag. I used some Flirty Flamingo with the gift. There's a gift stamp. Let me show you that. Here's what the gift stamp looks like. I just stamped the gift right on the bottom of the tag, and that's how I made this project. Again, I didn't use the bag. I did use some Ready Shreddy. Put little things in there. I'd like to show you what I put in there so you can get an idea of the size. Nestle Crunch Bar. I think I need to take this guy out. This is like my total favorite thing. No, I'm just kidding. I do like to share my favorite candies. Werther's caramels. I mean, I love things with caramels in them. Some more peppermint minis, Ghirardelli minis, some more little snowmen. Because after all, snowmen, Ghirardellis should go with the snowman gifts that you're giving, right? Mini candy canes. Okay, so that's just another way to do it. All right, moving along. I have another purse, but this was before I put straps on my purse. Because instead of putting straps on this purse, because it was this one's so heavy, has so much chocolate in it, I just decided to stamp around it. Some snowflakes, the gift. I double stamp. Double stamp means that like you use the evening evergreen and then you put the Pool Party over the top of it and it makes like a sort of a 3D tag look on your tag. I put some snowflakes around. Every single stamp I'm using in this case is from, in this video, every stamp I'm using in this entire video is from the exclusive stamp set that comes with your paper pumpkin kit. So that's where if you're wondering, where'd she get that sentiment? Where'd she get that? Well, I get them from the paper pumpkin kits when I do my videos, unless there's a reason to use, like sometimes I find cute little things to coordinate. This is Evening Evergreen and Bumblebee, and it's a piece of, it's a Hershey Nugget treat, Hershey Nugget candy, a Hershey Nugget, and a piece of, what is that? Some Sweet Stockings, Designer Series paper. Okay, here's some more things inside. See, there's a Three Musketeers, a Mike and Ike. Okay, so lots of stuff in there. All right, moving along. Did I show you? I showed you this one. I have this one to show you. Okay, for this one, I used some more embossing, and I wanted to just change it up by, again, I just put the little gift down there, the little gift on the tag, some snowflakes. And I wanted to change up this little tree a little bit by embossing it. Again, making it pop, making it really look cool. And for this one, I used the 3D, and I didn't put my candy in that one yet. Let me hold that there and let me grab the folder. 3D something or other. Here it is. This is kind of new. It's new for me. I'm not sure how new. It's Timber 3D Embossing Folder. I'm hoping it's a carryover item, but it's definitely something I got in this. I'm pretty sure I got it in this holiday catalog. But it's something I just got recently, and I was like, oh, I love embossing. And this was Timber 3D Embossing Folder. Check out, when I say 3D Embossing Folder, some of them come in 6x6, so check for that. Because when you get 6x6, have so many more options. But look at that. Look how thick this embossing folder is. So don't bend these in your machine. I've done that by mistake. You need the, when you get your Stampin' Cut and embossing machine, it has a special plate. You're going to take out your 2 plastic plates and replace it with the 1 gray plate when you do your 3D embossing. All right, moving along, I showed you the second purse. I showed you that embossing. I want to show you my giant card. Here's my giant card. So I was trying not to cut down the embellishments at first, and I said, well, let me just go for a giant card. So this is a giant card. This is a 5x7 card. I don't really prefer this size card. This is not my thing, but I needed to show you this because if you don't want to cut down any of your snowman, any of your trees, and your gifts, you need a 5x7 card. And then look at this is the card I usually create. So you're probably going to have to pay extra postage, not because the 5x7 size, I think it would go in the mail, but because of the sheer weight of this with all these layers. It's going to be over an ounce, but it's not much more. I think it's like 20 cents more. 23 cents, right? No big deal. So you're going to go like that. You're not going to go like that. I'm just going to go like that to show you. This is A2 size. A2 is like 5.5 by 4.25. And then this would be 5x7 card. Okay, so that's pool party, evening evergreen cardstock pool party. And look at how those colors coordinate together because Stampin' Up! Told us they would. All right, I always have a favorite. So my 2 favorites this time around. I got to turn my camera so you can see my tags. I always have favorite projects. And my favorite projects were my tags that you put on wine. And in this case, I put it on Bailey's. Let me see if I can't put my camera back some so you can really see this. I can't zoom out anymore for some reason. It's just because it's my phone, but I can pull this away or like that. Okay, so what I did is this is an 8.5. Here's a bottle of Bailey's, right? And so that's how you can make this tag fit. You can tie it on the top of a bottle and use 8.5 by 11 by 2-inch cardstock. So you can make little tags. And I just simply tied it on. And I'm going to show you the punches I used. So I used the fancy tag topper punch for the top of the tag. And the detailed trio punch for the bottom of the tag. Okay, so maybe I'll put it like here. We'll put it like that. Okay, so just put your 2-inch and then you can put your extra layer on there. And then I just tied it on. I tied it onto the top. Okay, so this is bottle. Now I'm going to show you my next bottle and then we'll open that box and we'll open the paper pumpkin kit. So my next bottle is simply adorable because Tito's already put little sweaters on they put sweaters on their bottles of vodka. How cute is this little sweater? So that's already adorable. So you keep the sweater on there and then you add a cute tag. Who wouldn't love this bottle, right? It's actually not even the kind my husband drinks. He usually likes like Stoli, but who doesn't love a sweater? And it's like an American brand of vodka, so that's kind of cool too, right? Support American made. It's made in Austin, Texas. Okay, so see how the sweater's on both sides. And then I put for this one, I told you about my pom-pom technique for making my ears 3D on the snowman. And then this time I also added giant wiggle eyes with eyelashes. And there's that piece of contrasting evening evergreen. So just so goofy because this sticks out. It sticks out right where the ears are, making it even goofier. And it just cracks me up. So now I will show you what's in here and then we'll go back to the tables where I can open the kit. So for this one, what I did is I first glued this on there. I should have left the string on. First, I glued the whole gifts onto a piece of evening evergreen. Here, I'm going to move closer now over here. What we'll do is put that over there. So we'll put the bottle of vodka over there. Okay, we'll open up that kit next. But anyway, I took a piece of evening evergreen cardstock and I glued it onto a piece of I glued this gifts onto it, and then I scored it and folded it and made the lid. So that way, everything stayed together when I made my box. I made my box the same way I always teach how to make boxes on this channel. We're not doing that today just because I need to get ready for a bingo event I'm having. I need to give them measurements and stuff. But that's what you can fit inside this box. So you can make a box with your elements. So don't think of, oh, you know, you get these kits and you're like, oh, it's all 3D. What am I going to do? Make cards. Or I love 3D. What am I going to do? Make double the 3D. Use, you know, make double the 3D by making extra things. You could put some of these on bags. You could put a little gift card behind them, right? And save your bag. So if you love it, and you don't have enough of it, stretch it out by now taking your bags and using only one element on the front of each of your things. Then putting the other element on a bag, and then you have double the gifts. So if you don't want it 3D, then still be happy because your kits are awesome. You can always do something with them and turn them into cards. So never open your kit and go, oh, I don't want to do this project. Wah. And no, don't do that. There's no way that you can't figure out something to do with these kits. I've had kits that I completely are not into, you know, because of whatever, maybe the design, and I still find a way to make them something I love that I would love to give to others. So I just hope these videos inspire you to, you know, think outside the paper pumpkin box. All right, so now let me open up a new kit to show you kind of what you can see, what you would get in a paper pumpkin kit. So sometimes you get a special box, like this month there was a special box, Gifts Galore. And sometimes you don't get a special box. Sometimes it's like an orange color. Now, when you first subscribe, if you join my team at Stampin' Up, one of the things you get besides your starter kit is you get a former paper pumpkin kit, which is really nice. They give you a former paper pumpkin kit, a past kit that's retired now. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to try to open up. So anyway, you always get a stamp set, and your first time that you join, let me just move this out of the way. The first time you join Paper Pumpkin, you're going to get a Stampin' spot for your stamps. And I think this one's probably, I don't know if it even, you'd have to go to, I think I used a big stamping block, so you don't get one this big. You probably get one more like, it's around this size, but it's like thinner because it's a freebie with your first Paper Pumpkin, and you might have to go diagonal to get this to fit. It's probably barely going to fit on your Paper Pumpkin block. So I recommend always getting other stamping blocks. So here on the back, it says, oh, what fun, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and to and from. Okay, so you saw me how I use those. Okay, and now we're going to just open it up and show you what's inside. In case some of you are sitting there not opening your Paper Pumpkin, I don't know what you're waiting for, but please open your November kit and start playing with it. Because creativity is a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. And plus you can pass it along. I'm going to probably do this with some school kids because this is one of the easier ones. You get this tear and tape, which is great stuff. It's very strong. So you didn't have to use glue to get your boxes together. Look how much I have left over, and I did use this on my boxes. See, there's like lots of it left over to assemble the boxes. And you're going to put that tape on. These are your boxes, and you're going to put the tape on 4 little flaps. Okay? 4 little flaps. That's it. And that's how you can make your box and your purses. Paper purses. So you get 9 of those. Now look how many of these you get. And you get your instructions sheet. You can't order refills. We've already established here. Let me see who's still. Yeah, Darlene, we've established it's too late to order refills. Refills usually come available for just a few days after the 20th of the month. So you just got to keep checking back on the site. I can't notify you because I didn't even know that when they had the refills. I've stopped trying to even get refills. I just order a couple kits because I never can get refills. I mean, not never, but I don't want to have to check all the time, like when they're available and if they're available. So sorry that they're no longer available. Okay, these are some twine. They were available, but they're already gone, I guess someone's saying. These are Poppy Parade, and I'm thinking Old Olive twine. And then you get these are to attach the round ones. These are some Stampin' Dimensionals and some cute little paper clips. Maybe they'll be back in stock. You never know. Maybe they'll get refills like Maybe shipments are slow, but I doubt it. Usually when they're out, they're out. Okay, you get these. 2, 3, okay, you get 6 of these trees. And that's, you can make a banner. So on the back of the paper pumpkin instructions, they give you some ideas. I didn't do that because I didn't want to waste them. I wouldn't really be wasting them, but see? If you don't want to make these little boxes, or you want to make the goodie bags instead, just make yourself a cute banner. A garland. Make yourself garland. And it gives you a couple ideas on what to do with things. So that's an idea, and just punch a hole in the top and make garland. You're going to get 6 little boxes. And you, on the back, you have your, you can just make cards out of these if you don't want to make the boxes. But cut some gifts and you can make some card backgrounds. And same with this. You got some cool pool party backgrounds. These are all cardstock. And you get 6 of the green-nosed snowmen. All right, and then let's see what else you get in this kit. I'm going to show you that you're going to get the 9 bags, which again, I hardly used any. You saw I only used a couple for my tutorial. That way I have a lot of extra for some other projects. I love see-through bags because people love to see what's in their gifts. So there's 9 of those. Put those down, and then got the twine, got the adhesive. Here we go. We get 4 circles to stamp onto. The circles are what I did for the Oh What Fun. I know, Darlene, we've already been through the whole green nose thing. We've already established that we use our scan and cut. Because my subscribers pretty much all have, a lot of them have scan and cuts. And we don't stand for green carrot noses. We do something about it. No, the reason is, though, Darlene, is because I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The reason is they were trying to do what they were told, and the concept artists were probably told to create something with coordinating colors, and they sure did. So if you would add another color, it might not coordinate with the color palette and color theory, so that's what they probably limited themselves to, those colors, and that's probably what they were doing. But they could have done a pink nose, would have been better. I don't know, a flirty flamingo nose. So you get some tags. So, right? Yeah, we got the right tools, Cheryl said, to take care of what we don't like. Yes, and Darlene saying she saw my video about making the orange noses. Yeah, Yvonne, the design team does do fun packaging ones. They'll probably do fun packaging at, Valentine's, and they do, well, it's probably, I think they're probably a year out in advance. Hi, Crafting with Gabby. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like a year in advance they probably design these, but they always come up with a couple cute packaging a year. I'd say out of the 12 kits we get a year, I'm going to say about 8 are card kits, because card kits are very popular. About 3 are packaging kits. 3 or 4 are packaging kits. But usually it's like 3 packaging and 1 home decor. I haven't got a home decor one in a while. Like something like, home decor, like a wreath or a calendar kit or something. Sometimes January comes with, like that. But mostly it's card kits and packaging. But you never know what you're going to get. All right, well, anyway, that is all for now. Someone was asking if they could see the eyelashes again on the little, or they wanted to see the eyelashes on the pumpkin. There's the eyelash wiggle eyes. And I hope you give these projects a try for your gift giving this holiday season. And I hope to see you. Subscribe if you're new to Paper Pumpkin and you're in the US. Please use the link in the description of this video to subscribe, because otherwise, if you didn't hear from me and you thought you subscribed, then you probably just subscribed straight to Stampin' Up. And if you never picked a demonstrator, they won't even prompt you to pick a demonstrator. So my name is Kimberly Smith. You can search for me, and my picture will be there when you search for me. But if you didn't pick a demonstrator and you didn't get a card from me, it means that you probably didn't subscribe with me. But I appreciate your support and your intentions nonetheless. All right. You're welcome, Denise and Darlene, and thank you for your last-minute comments, and catch you all later. Bye-bye.